Hey YouTube, I'm back. This week I'm going to be talking about something that's quite personal, quite emotional and very serious in nature. So please do stick through to the end because it's quite important for me that people actually watch this video and hear what I have to say. This week I'm going to be talking about the reasons behind my decision to change my name. As most of you are probably aware, at some point this year I'm planning to legally change my name from Colin Andrew Ramshaw to Christopher Dean Ramshaw. And there are quite a few reasons surrounding this, but the biggie is the fact that my father chose my name and the reasons behind my relationship with my father have all kind of led to the decision to change it. So I wanted to take some time because I've had quite a few people recently asking me why. I thought I'd take this time to actually explain in full detail for everyone the reasons behind my name change. So my father left home 2 weeks before my second birthday. He left a letter for my sister, left a letter for my mum, didn't actually leave me anything. So, you know, that kind of started this little cycle of me feeling like I was second best to my sister in his eyes, and a constant attempt to try and win his approval, I guess would be the best way to say that. Which that lasted a good 8-9 years of my life. We saw him sometimes every fortnight, sometimes every month. It changed quite a bit over the years, but we saw him quite frequently, so he was a kind of a key figure in my life. But I always felt second best and that I wasn't good enough. And then when I was about 10 or 11, everything about my opinions about him all changed. When I was about 10 or 11, my mum took me through to her room and she sat me down and she explained to me that before she got married to him, he had convictions against children. And she didn't know any of this, like when she was married to him, she didn't know at all. She only found out during the divorce proceedings. That was the only time that anyone thought that she should find out, which, you know, that's her own drama to deal with. So obviously I don't judge my mum for being with him. She didn't know. That's completely neither here nor there. But the convictions were against his own children from a previous marriage. None of the 4 children from that marriage speak to him anymore, understandably. But my mum showed me his statement where he pleaded guilty to the charges, and the thing that struck me even at that age was that he showed no remorse or even any understanding that what he'd done was wrong. He felt completely in the right with what he was doing, which is difficult for anyone really to understand. Obviously finding out that something like that is emotional at any age, but more so considering I was only 11 at the most. I don't blame my mum for telling me when she did. She knew that I was mature enough to understand what we were talking about, and that she knew that I deserved to know, because obviously it was the truth and it kind of directly affected me. So I don't blame her at all for telling me when she did. I had to find out sooner or later, and it was better that she told me when she did, in my opinion. So obviously my relationship with him changed after that. I had no respect for the man, but my sister, because she's 3 years older than me, she had memories of them spending time together when she was younger, before he left. So she still wanted to see him. I didn't at this point, but I kept going, mainly because I was worried about her. I didn't like the idea of leaving her alone with him. I mean, it was in a contact centre, so there were people there, but I didn't feel comfortable with that, so I continued to see him. And then it was around my it was shortly after my 16th birthday, so that was 4 years ago now. I'd come out as gay about a year before, which obviously was one of the biggest decisions of my life, to tell people, I mean. One of the biggest events of my life. It changed who I was, it changed how I felt about the world, it changed a lot of things. But I got through it, and I felt stronger because of it. I hadn't told my father, and my mum felt that he had a right to know. So we went for a meal. It was about 2 or 3 weeks before my GCSE exam started. We had the meal, and afterwards he went out for a cigarette, and I went with him, and we sat in his car, and I told him, I said, "Dad, I'm gay." And he told me that he would rather die than see me with a man. You know, this is a man that I spent 8-9 years of my life trying to win the approval of, and he's just told me he'd rather die than see me happy, basically. And at this point, obviously, my opinion of him had already sunk to quite a low level. So I told him to go ahead, that if he was going to, I'd rather he did. And I told him that I didn't want to speak to him again, and I never have. So, yeah, my relationship with my father hasn't been wonderful, and he is the one who chose my name. I'm actually named after his brother, who, from what I've come to understand, died very young. So, you know, to top it off, my paedophile father named me after a dead child, which is lovely. But it struck me last summer that while I have completely cut him out of my life, and my life is my own, that every time somebody says my name, I'm thinking of him, because he gave me the name. And I've always known that. For as long as I can remember, I've known that he gave me that name. So the name has always been associated with him, and I don't want to be associated with him. So I don't want to be associated with that name, which is basically the reasons behind why I want to change my name. So thank you for watching. Hopefully I haven't completely depressed you or made myself look as pathetic as I feel right now. If you support my decision to change my name, just click the little like button for me, just make me feel happy. And leave a comment if you want to. I'm not going to force you or suggest what you can comment, just leave a comment if you feel like it. And yeah, so hopefully that's cleared up a few things for people, and hopefully people can kind of better understand why I want to make this massive change. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.